So you came back for a little bit more of that canine bitch league. We're right on. Gatzmeyer and I were in the back of this common area, this dormitory we evacuated to from the Job Corps because of a blizzard. One of the pyromaniac Job Corps members had done set a fire, and I'd been put it out. But inadvertently, at the same time, when I got the fire extinguisher, I put my hand to the piece of glass that was behind, and now I had, my hand bleeding. Gatzmeyer's like, man, why did you do that, Canine? I was like, man, I wasn't even thinking. I didn't even see the little thing to break the glass. I just saw break glass. I'm sorry, man, Gatzmeyer starts taking off his shirt. I'm like, what the hell is Gatzmeyer taking off his shirt for, Same time, I'm looking down at my hand. I see this piece of glass sticking out of it. I'm like, oh, man, I better get that out of there. So I pull that bad boy out of there. Yeah, should have done that, man. What I didn't know is I had cut an artery. And because my adrenaline was pumping from putting out the fire, it was beating pretty good. Yeah, well, every time your heart beats, blood squirts out. Yeah. I looked down at the same time, when I was trying to pull this piece of glass out, when I popped it out, the blood squirted up in my face. I took my other hand to wipe off my face with the blood, and now I got blood all over my face, all over my hand that I wiped it off with, and the hand that's bleeding now just squirting all over. Gatzmeyer rushes over to me, wraps my hand up in his t-shirt. He goes, Canine, why'd you do that? I was like, man, I saw a piece of glass in my hand. I took it out, man. I mean, come on. What would you do, Gatz? Come on. Right then, some kids are showing up because of the fire, find out what's going on. They're all like, what's going on, man? Because you got Gatzmeyer standing there without his shirt on me, got blood on my face, I'm bleeding. So, of course, what are they going to think? That we're fighting. So all of a sudden you hear, Gatzmeyer, Canine back here fighting. Gatzmeyer's beating the hell out of Canine. Gatzmeyer's just like, oh, man. He gets on his radio. Radio's up to another staff member, tells him to go outside and get a bus started because he's got to take me to the hospital. Well, we hit that door, and it's just a sea of kids all the way down the hallway now trying to find out what's going on because, it's spreading like wildfire. Gatz and Canine are fighting, So I'm following him through the sea of kids, and people are like, what's going on? What's going on? Gatzmeyer's just like, get out of the way, get out of the way, hurry up, get out of the way. I'm just following behind him, just trying to hold that shirt on my hands, We get to the end of the hall right before we bust out that door, get to the bus, you see the crew and Genghis. Genghis is all like, what's up, Gatz? And Gatzmeyer's like, hey, I need some help, man. I'm going to have to take Canine to the hospital. You think you can handle that? He goes, I got this place under control. You go do your thing. You hear one of the other kids yell, it's right, he's got that. Old Genghis is like, seize him. Gatzmeyer says, that's exactly what I'm talking about I don't need. Genghis says, unseize him. How's that? He says, Genghis, and Genghis says, just go, I got this. So me and Gatzmeyer head out the door, get on that bus, get outside. I got the leather jacket on, but I can't zip it up, and man, it is not warm on that bus, let me tell you. Now, I can't tell you how far this hospital is, but it seemed like it took a while. And we get there, and I don't know what it looks like now, but back then, it was small. We come busting through that door. I'm bleeding all over the place, man. I wasn't really holding it very tight. I wasn't thinking about that, and so I lost a lot of blood. Gatzmeyer told me later that I was pretty white. Anyway, we come inside, and Gatzmeyer's like, hey, we need some help over here. I need a doctor. The lady comes out, nurse, she's got a wheelchair. They put me in it, wheel me to the back. Doctor comes back, starts asking us what happened, and he unrolls the shirt off my hand, squirting blood. He puts a little gauze thing back over it, He says, well, I'm going to have to put a suture in there and give him some stitches. I'm going to have him here for a little bit, But I don't think I have to put him out or anything, but I'm going to give him this new bane. I didn't know what that was. So he said, roll over, So, I'm on his gurney now at this point, and roll over, give him my rump, and he sticks it in there. It's like liquid fire going down your leg, let me tell you, for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then it's euphoria. You just like, ugh. You don't know what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, so Gatzmeyer's there while, they're getting their stuff ready, and I'm just like, Gatzmeyer, I'm just in love with Destiny, man. I mean, this stuff just does it to you. Gatzmeyer's like, okay, Canine, I got you. I was like, hey, man, she's so beautiful. I'm just in love with her. And Gatzmeyer's looking at me. He says, hey, Canine. I was like, yeah, Gatz. He's like, hey, man, why don't you just turn the page?